Replay for you today from ODM's The Green One and NC's Golden Floof. So we have the Demons of Chaos taking on the Chaos Dwarves. Looks like we have Exalted Bloodthirster, right? Yeah, Red Elgar's different. He has like an actual portrait. That's an Exalted Bloodthirster. Shows how little I see that unit type in general. Alright, for the Demons of Chaos, Exalted Bloodthirster, Plague Ridden with just Fleshy Abundance. 2 Flamers of Tzeentch, a bunch of Blue Horrors, Nurglings, and then Plague Toads of Nurgle. And then a Soul Grinder of Nurgle. It's a pretty simplistic build, very Nurgle heavy. On the other side, for the Chaos Dwarves, we have some Hobgoblin Cutthroats plus Chaos Dwarf Warriors, some Hobgoblin Archers with their fire damage to reduce healing, and just generally, Archers are good against demonic units. Deathstreaker Rock Launcher for a bit of pressure, Source of Prophet of Fire with Burning Hand, Cascading Fire Cloak, 2 Kadai Fireborn, and some Hobgoblin Wolf Riders with Spears. Kadai Fireborn are a very strange unit. They've been mixed results in my streams and in my personal experience. Sometimes they do real good, and I'm proud to have them, and I'm like, yes, I made this weird unit work, and there's other times they just kind of suck and die, and it's hard to tell the difference between them. I think they would be a meta unit if they had all their stats they do right now, but maybe like a 200 gold cost decrease if they were 1,300 instead of 1,500. 1,500 is just a really high price to pay for these guys, but they can do alright. They can mulch through infantry. Soul Grinder of Nurgle is in a duel with the Deathstreaker Rock Launcher. The Deathstreaker will win that battle. Its extreme homing, single entity targeting missiles will do a lot more damage. So Soul Grinder is just trying to get its damage out on Chaos Dwarf Warriors while it can. Now it returns to the trees. Trees, deflect about like 80% of missiles. That is one of the 20% as it gets right through there. Demonic Frontline is in play. Flamers of Tzeentch trying to get good damage down, but they fire over the heads of these dwarves largely. They're not getting a ton of damage down, unfortunately. Nurglings get destroyed by the Kadai Fireborn, who are blitzing through the front line with ease. They'll want to hurry up and get onto those Flamers and Blue Horrors, though, because that damage is getting pretty menacing from those Blue Horrors. Already we have some Nurglings fading. The balance of power is tipping in the favor of the Chaos Dwarves nice and early. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders even going on the flank. They're trying to stop this retreat of the Blue Horrors and Flamers. A Burning Head went through, but it looks like it was dodged by the Green One. And the multi-shots of the Deathstreaker Rock Launchers getting to those trees pretty nicely. I guess it's the top-down angle that's helping them avoid getting deflected by those trees. Meanwhile, the Exalted Bloodthirster dives into the back line. There's not a lot to stop him. You might think maybe they should have kept the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders back here, but the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders wouldn't have stopped this guy. You would need Bull Centaur Renders or something, so I think Golden Floof just took the L, realized Deathstreaker is doomed, and left it alone, getting what value he could out of it while he could. Flamers still firing in on the Chaos Dwarves, still mostly firing over their heads, maybe even friendly firing the Toads a bit, as the Kadai Fireborn are going to swim their way back here. They'll tear through the Blue Horrors like nobody's business, but the Flamers are still falling back, trying to get a bit of space. With the Deathstreaker getting eliminated entirely, that brings the Demons of Chaos back on the balance of power by quite a bit, though Demonic Instability is still taking out some of their units. Plague Toads diving a bunch of these Archers. It looks like they'll be joined by an Exalted Bloodthirster post-haste. In the trees, Kadai bypass the Blue Horrors and are still just swimming after the Flamers, and it looks like they're going to get some Hobgoblin Wolf Riders to help them out too. The Flamers will be on an extremely limited lifespan here. So they shoot at the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, not doing nearly enough damage to save themselves, or are they? As the charge wears off, these guys go down to 0 leadership for a second, but then they rally. It looks like both Flamers will be shut down once and for all. These guys fight their way out. But the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders nearby should be able to come back and deal with it. Plague Toads also fading, and once again, the balance of power is tipping in the favor of the Chaos Dwarves, and I do tend to agree. Flamer's going to get out a decent little chunk of damage onto those guys. This Hobgoblin Wolf Riders path onto the Herald of Nurgle. Sorry, the Plague Ridden. Nah, they're going for the Flamers. They just didn't attack where I could see for some reason. Meanwhile, Lord Snipe is in progress. Source of Prophet of Fire, Cascading Fire Cloaks himself for some extra melee defense. The Exalted Bloodthirster is a fearsome combatant and can usually get through that stuff just fine. So we will need other support for the Chaos Dwarf Lord if he's going to survive that snipe attempt. In the backfield, Chaos Dwarves still trying to peel themselves away from those Plague Toads. There's one Nurgling left on the field, one Plague Toad, and then the Soul Grinder and the Exalted Bloodthirster. And the Plague Ridden, who's currently swamped by these guys, but he's in there. Kadai Fireborn slapping him down. Kadai Fireborn also helping out against the Soul Grinder, who is going to heal, get a heal from the Fleshy Abundance, but the Plague Ridden did not have enough Winds of Magic to overcast it for him and the Exalted Bloodthirster? Yes, Bloodthirster. Not that he needed it, I guess. Bloodthirster's full health. Bounce power is creeping back towards even, though if this Plague Ridden never dies, that'll be real bad for the Demons of Chaos. Kadai Fireborn trying to hit him, but look like they're having a hard time either getting a good surround or just swinging. Hobgoblin Wolf Rider's actually kind of being in the way there, but they're just trying to trap the Plague Ridden in place. Soul Grinder of Nurgle get nice and low. Big chunks coming out from the Kadai Fireborn. And the Bloodthirster abandons this, deciding instead to go for the Chaos Sorcerer Lord once again. Plague Toad's getting real low. Nurgling's getting real low. Nurglings even start that Demonic Instability crumbling. And it looks like the Plague Toads will be short to follow. And that'll take us down to 3 models for the Demons of Chaos. Plague Ridden taking a bit more damage now that the Wolves got out of the way. And the Soul Grinder is even fading away too. That Demonic Instability doing so much work against the Demons of Chaos. All of the rallying Chaos Dwarf forces trying to fire in to this Exalted Bloodthirster. While he is in the trees, I think he takes a debuff for his melee stats, but that will protect him from a lot of arrows. And this Chaos Sorcerer Lord is still trying to get away as Kadai Fireborn will close in. The Plague Ridden throws one quick heal onto the Exalted Bloodthirster before he himself will probably be dying back here. But the balance of power is critically low for the Demons of Chaos. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is routing. He procs a little heal from something going off nearby. Looks like it might have been that Fleshy Abundance on the tail end. That Exalted Bloodthirster is not about to let him get away. Plague Ridden has officially died. It is 762 versus 1, but that 1 is a very pissed off Exalted Bloodthirster. And if the Sorcerer Lord dies, a lot of these Hobgoblin units are going to become rather useless, because their leadership will just be too low to really get anything done. Kadai Fireborn are unbreakable until they take a significant amount of damage. This one is getting quite close to being a mortal unit again. The other one that has tons of health left. But yeah, this is where the leadership's going to start to tumble away. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders charge in only to shatter. Other Hobgoblin Wolf Riders are thinking about routing before even entering the fight. More Hobgoblin Cutthroats are routing away. And this Kadai Fireborn starts his Demonic Instability crumbling because its Unbreakable wore out and its leadership is just too low. So the Bloodthirster is trying to fight back. In the distance, other archers are routing off just because, for reasons. We only have one archer still in this game, a Kadai Fireborn, and some Chaos Dwarves trying to hold it down, but Deathbringer was active for the Bloodthirster, giving him more weapon strength. 3,700 HP on the Kadai Fireborn, 6,000 for the Exalted Bloodthirster. And it looks like for now the Hobgoblins are trying to rest, trying to get back from being exhausted, get back to fresh, so their leadership gets a bit of a buff. And also to wait for that Lord is Dead debuff to get a little less intense as it does over time. Chaos Dwarf Warriors are also in the fight. While being more stalwart in their leadership, they also offer that Malign Authority buff, so they'll keep the other Hobgoblins more in line. Currently it is the Kadai Fireborn just trying to grind this big boy down, though, down to 5,500 HP. There's not a lot of Chaos Dwarves left, though. And that is a Sword of Khorne? It is a Sword of Khorne. Landing straight onto those guys, deleting a Hobgoblin unit and a Chaos Dwarf unit, which we have a backup, but still, that is a nasty shot to take. And the Kadai Fireborn took a decent poke of damage, and now they're getting closer and closer to not being unbreakable anymore. And then they're... Honestly, at that point, they're probably just about dead, because as soon as they become mortal, they'll Demonic Instability crumble within seconds. There they go. Immortal no longer. Taking big chunks of damage, down to 1 leadership as the Hobgoblin archers pour in. That will be one positive of these guys dying, is now there will be nothing to obstruct the Hobgoblin archers that were previously having issues firing. In the distance, the second Hobgoblin archer did shatter instead of coming back at all. Kadai Fireborn have died, and the balance of power is back to 50-50, as we have a rather healthy Chaos Dwarf unit trying to stop the Exalted Bloodthirster. He's down to 2,900 HP, and he's dodging some of these volleys. There's only 1 volley left for the Hobgoblin archers, so luckily for them. I mean, they're about to be shut down, so I think they'd rather be out of ammo than have, you know, oh, we had most of our ammo, but we just couldn't fire. It's like, well, now we're just chaff, so congrats. Going to fast forward as all these chaff units walk up and just try and pepper this guy down. He pops some of his buffs, he charges through them, and he takes a lot of damage. He's taken 700 damage during the fast forward, But all of the Hobgoblin Cutthroats are teaming up with the Chaos Dwarf Warriors to try and keep that leadership high. And the Lord is Dead debuff is now down to 10, which is, I think, as low as it goes. I think it just stays at -10, but it's less bad than it was before. Big Boy's at 1900 as he continues to just slam through all these little guys. Ow. Good splash attacks on him. We have some shattering units, some routing units, and there's a big terror out, and these Chaos Dwarf Warriors will also terror out, causing an end of the game. And the Exalted Bloodthirster, he is the only one that was remaining, and he's all that was needed. 3,900 for him. Plague Ridden did okay. Flamers, not great. Soul Grinder, honestly not great. Plague Toads did fine-ish. Blue Horrors did fine-ish. Nurglings died, but it was the Exalted Bloodthirster that hard carried this game. Not something you get to see that often. For the Chaos Dwarves, Kadai Fireborn both did pretty well. Dutch Freak Rock Launcher got shut down by that big Exalted Bloodthirster. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders did decently. Hobgoblin Archers did decently if you average them out. And the Cutthroats actually did pretty well. So GG. Roar.
Subscribe, yes, yes.